What's up, guys, and welcome to the ViceCityGamerz podcast. Just a couple of guys from the Miami area coming together to talk everything gaming. And today, we literally are just a couple of guys because we're missing our boy Chris. Unfortunately, Chris had got a little tied up and couldn't make it, but I'm honoring him with the green lights, repping Xbox, and we're gonna go into this little Xbox Direct that just went down today. So and you may notice that this episode is kind of a little impromptu, right? We normally have our bi-weekly episodes, but Xbox Direct came out and we just had to talk about it. So, and by the way, this also hopefully if all goes well will be our first episode dropping on Spotify if I can get everything to work properly. So yeah, good times. We're growing, doing big things. What's up, BJ? What's going on?
Chilling, man. Excited to get into this developer direct. Gotta say, man,
Yeah.
Xbox 2 years in a row. This has been my favorite show that Xbox has put on. I don't know why I love these directs so much, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, this is the first one that I've sat down and watched the whole thing, trying to be as open and everything as I can. I know that our overlord's gonna take us over, so I gotta be nice to him. Just like when I talk to Alexa, hopefully I'm not setting off everybody's things at home. I always say thank you at the end because I'm telling you, man, Terminator 2, they're gonna take over one day. So, but
Yo, I
actually,
do the same shit.
please don't
That's
kill me.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
Always
man.
been
But
nice.
check it out. So I put on the Xbox Direct, and I was like 13 minutes late to the show, but I rewound a little bit to make sure I don't miss anything. And I ended up seeing the trailer for the Perfect Dark remake or sequel or whatever it is. Have you seen that yet?
No, Perfect
It
Dark.
looks. Hmm.
I remember the old trailer that they did. It's like an overview, then it shows Joanna.
Oh, so maybe I'm just late to the party. Okay, and yeah, it's
But
kind
that
of
was
going through
like a year or
space and
two
going through the
ago.
city. Yeah.
Where they're like
Ah,
zooming
okay.
in, then the building, and then she's there just like looking abroad. Is that it?
Okay. Yeah, false alarm. False alarm. It's the
Yeah.
old one.
Well, that's the
All right,
one that
well,
I was telling you that I was mad excited for. Um,
yeah.
that I was hoping that they showed in the last what is it? Video game show?
Yeah, we're hoping that they would
Yeah.
announce it on VCG. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one. You finally
awesome.
saw it,
It looks
huh?
awesome. Yeah, it looks good, man.
Um,
Definitely. Now it makes me want to jump on that the N64 version, see what all that was about.
Dude, I'm a big
But
fan of Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark was super dope to me. I read the books. Um,
really.
and I barely read, so that says something. And what do you call it? Back when N64 was out, the uh the Perfect Dark with the expansion pack, I loved
Mm-hmm.
that shit way more than GoldenEye. I was in the minority at the time, but I really liked Perfect Dark over 007 there. Fire.
Yeah, I played a couple hours of it on the N64 recently, like in the last year or two, and I really liked it. I liked it personally better than 007. I like 007, but it was more futuristic and there was some cool stuff going on and everything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That'll be nice. And shortly after that, I saw the trailer for something that I'm usually not into, but Flight Simulator 2024 looks ridiculous. Have
Oh
you seen this?
shit. Yes.
Bro,
Yeah, man. Is the
looks wild.
it's like an expansion or update, or is it a brand new game?
I don't know because the cool thing about it was that they have like missions, I guess. So, you could typically, and the thing I guess that was a turn off for me always about that game was like, okay, you could fly and it's very realistic and it's very accurate and that's awesome. I commend them. It's amazing. But it was kind of like, all right, you get up in the sky and now you're just kind of there. I would get bored. But seeing what they have now, they have like construction helicopters where you might have to like build a bridge or something like that, and the helicopter has to deliver the stuff and line it up so that the construction guys could work. Or like you have a tour, a blimp tour or a hot air balloon tour, and like they had these really cool commercial airliners that you had to land in Antarctica. to drop off supplies and
Yeah.
stuff. And that's only like the tip of the iceberg. There was a lot of really cool stuff in there. I was like, I don't know if I'm willing to invest that time because I know that if you don't know how to fly, it's a disaster. But yeah, it was still pretty cool. Pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it doesn't appeal to me, but it does look awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
They can
man.
do so
But
much with that. Dude, like the all of the all right, say Mass Effect. You're playing Mass Effect now. You
yes,
can
sir.
really make some starships, start putting them out there. They can expand that thing to space flights with SpaceX and NASA, all type of shit. Do it. And not to mention what they've done up until now has been fucking awesome, you know? But we'll see. The world's their
Yeah,
oyster.
man. Looks good. 100%. Just when you think they couldn't come up with anything new, they pull it off. But yeah, man, moving right into the real meat and potatoes of the show here, they started off with Avowed. And I didn't know much about Avowed. I think on our last episode, I asked you what it was even about. And it looks a lot like a Skyrim style game, first person, a variety of different weapons, sword, shield, bow and arrow, magic. But it has a lot of depth to it, man. Like the magic looks awesome. You could do different things, like they have this one spell that roots come out of the ground and lock you in place so that you could take care of the other enemies until eventually you deal with that person. And and they got me with the dual wielding wands. So it's kind of like some Harry Potter action, but like times two. So you're just
Oh
slamming
yeah.
them with spells. Pretty, it looked pretty rad, man. I like that,
Uh,
and it looked like the game was running a solid 60 frames, man. It looked really, really good, and the character models look also really, really, really good, man. um, a big leap from things that have been on there before and from Skyrim. So it looks like the next step, the next natural step. I played Skyrim for like I put like 10 or 15 hours into it and I liked it, but I feel like I just missed the bus on it. That I think it didn't like age that well with me personally. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but that's where I'm at.
well, did you play Fallout New Vegas? I know you're a Fallout guy.
So I'm embarrassed to say that that's the only Fallout I haven't played. It's on the backlog. I got it for the PS3. I got it on the ROG Ally. I got it for like $10 on Steam or something like that. So it's there. And but I know of it. I know that everybody says that's like the best one because it's Obsidian, right? Same guys.
Yeah, yeah, same guys. So I figured you're a Fallout guy. You got to get on that because that will tell you everything you need to know. Everybody raves that that's the best Fallout. At least everybody that I've followed, they say that specific Fallout's the best Fallout. I told you I missed the Fallout. Like I didn't jump on the train. I will check out the next one though. But apparently Obsidian doesn't miss, man. And they're making this one. This is supposed to be a big deal.
Yeah, man. And they actually, you know what's funny is that they made a game, I believe it's called Outer Worlds, and I think now they're making Outer Worlds 2. If I'm not mistaken, that was one of the trailers that were playing and like the pre-show building up to this direct. And so I own that game. I bought it because I saw it and I saw that original Fallout, like that I experienced in Fallout 3, that kind of raspy style, and just it just there was a lot of stuff about it that was very similar to it. And then people were saying the same thing. They're like, "Oh no, no! If you would play New Vegas, you'd be like, yo, this game is like from the same roots." And it's cool to see that they're gonna make a second one. I haven't beaten the first one yet, but that looks right up my alley. A nice little fix before the next Fallout game. So, yeah, man, Avowed coming fall 2024. It looks like it's coming to, I guess, everything. Game Pass, Xbox, PC. I guess everybody gets to try it out. So that
Yeah,
looks
no
good,
doubt.
man.
They when they first announced Avowed, I think it was a couple years ago now. I was like, damn, this is interesting. They didn't show much. It was just like an overview, kind of like the Perfect Dark that you just saw. And then last year they showed Avowed, I forget when. Was it the Game Show Awards? No,
I don't
couldn't have been.
remember.
Whatever Xbox showcase it was, they ended up showing it, and it didn't look good to me at all. At all. Like the graphics and stuff. Now I don't know about Obsidian like that, but I know that they're highly regarded for a reason. Just that kind of artwork didn't really do it for me. They said that they had to go back to the drawing board. They changed them, and then when they came out with that trailer, I said, "Nah, I'm good right now." But then they showed this developer direct, and it looked completely different than what they showed last year. And this looks dope. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
funny
back
you say
on
that because
board, baby.
yeah, I saw that old trailer that you mentioned recently, like within the last week or something like that, and I was like, I don't know about this. This game just looks a little sloppy. It doesn't look that great. And then when I saw this, I was like, what did they do? This isn't the same trailer I saw. And they
It
made
gave
some really
me
cool environments. Looks great.
100%. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 vibes when they were talking. You didn't feel that way?
Yeah, 100%. And I know that Starfield is cut from the same cloth kind of deal or whatever, but it looks so much like when it comes to the mannerisms and the animations and everything, it just looks like a big step from Starfield that just pretty much came out. So I don't know what the secret sauce is. Maybe it's because they don't have to worry about a massive. I mean, seems like it might be an open world type game, but maybe it's just not on the
Yeah,
scale
definitely.
of Starfield. Yeah,
Much smaller. But Obsidian is Bethesda's best studio for a reason. That those
yeah, they're
facial
great.
animations were amazing, man. Amazing. And the voice acting, it just matched. I was like, damn, this is the future right here. This developer
That's
direct got me hyped for Avowed. And I'm not even one to
yeah,
play
man.
those type of games. And to go back to your thing, the little with the wands, yo, the one where
Yeah,
he used the wand and like froze that dude and then poked him with the
yeah.
sword and shattered that dude.
Yeah, I was watching it again a little while ago to kind of gather some video to play here, and I kind of did like a little slow motion thing, and as the enemy explodes, the character starts walking through them, and you could see the particles in the air and stuff. Like it's pretty legit, man. They did a great job with it. Maybe they were trolling us with that old trailer because this is something you've been working on for a while to look this good. And it's funny because
Yeah,
everybody's here,
yeah, yeah.
everybody's thinking, oh, Hellblade 2 is up there as maybe the number one most anticipated thing here. Oh, wait, now Indiana Jones, you got some new people in the mix. And then this guy comes in and sweeps it up pretty good, man. So, but speaking of Hellblade 2, the graphics look ridiculously good as expected because they've always looked good in their trailers. But I noticed a little bit of that camera play that we were talking about with Chris earlier with God of War. Like in God of War, they just do something with the camera where it pans around just right, where it feels like you're in the room, and the movements and everything are very natural. Not like these cut from one thing to another. And in this one, I got some of those vibes, man. Like the camera work was done really really well, and it was cool to see how hard they worked on it and just the passion that everybody had for it. The music in that game is top notch, man. Really great music. Gives me Horizon Zero Dawn and Witcher 3 vibes. Really like that
Oh,
music.
damn. Big praise.
Huge. The music is on point.
Yeah, man. Ninja Theory is man. I'm telling you, you got to play Hellblade 1 before you dive into this. Hellblade 1 was dope. I It's not really my type of games, but I really enjoyed that one. I just got into it just hey, fuck it. One day I had time. I saw it on Game Pass and then I was hooked. I'm like, I got to see this through. And it didn't even take that long to beat. It's very linear and
Okay.
I think you should check it out. I'm excited about this. Not as crazy as everybody was making it seem, because I think they overplayed this one a little bit. So my hype meter is like somewhere down below average. We saw it with the reveal of the Xbox Series X and S. Then
Right.
again and again and again, and never saw like combat. And now I've seen it too much. I just want to play that shit, but I'm not looking like super forward to it. But the graphics look amazing. Ninja Theory's on point. We'll see what's up. They gave May, so the leak was right.
Yep. Down to the day, May 21st.
May 21st, man. Hey,
Yeah.
these fucking people with these leaks, man. Why can't they just keep their mouths shut? Why does everything have to leak now? I don't understand. You're ruining every
Everybody wants
surprise
that
that we can
credit.
get. Jesus,
Yeah.
they shouldn't pay any attention. The media should just not report anything that goes on when it comes to leaks. Honestly.
They're the opposite, man. They'll report anything, even if it's wrong, just to be the first one to do it. So, and then out of sight, out of mind. A couple days go by, everybody forgets about it, and then it's all good. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, it's exciting stuff, and it looks like they spread them out pretty good. So after Hellblade, they dropped a nice little surprise on us. I don't know if you saw how they did that animation. They had the Xbox Direct that they have that the poster card where it has all the games, and it's going one, and then the next one, and then all of a sudden they popped up this little thing here. You see Square Enix. I was like, all right, here we go.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what they're working on. And we got Visions of Mana, which is the most recent um,
In a
in the
long
Mana
lived
series.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's been about 15 years since the last one. I know they recently did a remaster of the some of the older games to kind of bring them up to speed for new consoles, some quality of life stuff. But yeah, that was an interesting little surprise. Nothing groundbreaking or anything, but it's an RPG game, but more so action RPG when the historically well, actually, I don't know if these were turn based or not. I know that in the beginning, I'm pretty sure that they were, but I think little by little they started going more action. Not 100% sure on that one,
Yeah, they
but it's
had
like
to be
a.
because they said that it originated as the first Final Fantasy.
That's right.
Yeah. Which is
So
pretty
that was.
interesting fact.
Yeah, it's like it branched off there. I think they said it was Final Fantasy Adventure, which, if I'm not mistaken, was the Game Boy versions. So Final Fantasy One, Final Fantasy, was coming out for the NES. Meanwhile, on the Game Boy, they put actually, that might have been Final Fantasy Legends. I don't know. There's a lot of Final Fantasies, as you could tell.
Too
But
many.
yeah, but there it's good. Cartoony kind of style, but the graphics look nice and smooth. Um, and the
Character creations were
composers,
dope.
yeah, that looked pretty badass. I did not expect that in these kind of games. But yeah, apparently the game has 100 musical tracks. That's insane. That's
Yeah.
insane. If if it's anything like Sea of Stars, I think we're in for a treat.
Yeah, man. This fun little game came out of nowhere. I guess we can always remember we were talking about the last direct if they had a shadow drop, if we thought this was gonna be a shadow drop. I
Hmm.
didn't think so, but looking back, I think Hi-Fi Rush was the shadow drop in last year's direct. And now they came out with this surprise twist, even though they only had four on the docket. When you see Square Enix, you're like, hold on. Yeah, I was thinking I got hyped for you watching that shit because they putting out Square Enix. I'm thinking that the next Final Fantasy Rebirth, 7 Rebirth, what is it?
Yeah, yeah. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yep.
I'm like, oh shit, day one Game Pass, Jay's gonna go off. And then they like, oh, something to mana. But it's still, it
Uh,
looked dope. I can't lie.
yeah, it's a good little treat. It's good for Xbox in general because it is a Square game. It is it's going to be a high quality RPG type game, and it's exclusive to Xbox. But something I thought was kind of funny is towards the end I saw that it says it's coming out summer 2024 on the Xbox, PC, but it didn't mention Game Pass. while the other games did mention Game Pass. So it looks like, you know,
Good catch.
Square might have been a little greedy, and they were like, "Listen, we'll give you the exclusive, but we ain't giving the game for free." So Xbox or PC, not PlayStation. It's almost like the money or the bag was just for keep it off of PlayStation.
Only a
But
Sony head would notice this shit.
I gotta, hey, gotta keep an eye out for these little details, man. But yeah, still, nonetheless, Square's doing it. Final Fantasy 14, I feel like is imminent to come out on. I don't know if it'll be on Game Pass though, because I know it has a monthly cost. So that's going to be interesting to see, but it's going to be available on Xbox. So um, something to look forward to there from Square.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's not my type of game, but I really did enjoy this whole presentation, man. All even Aria, or is it Ara? Ara.
Aura History Untold,
Ara.
which is the next one
That
chronologically, so you're on point.
yeah. I try, you know. Um Ara was before going into this direct, I'm like, oh fuck, it's one of these, Age of Empire type deals, which Age of Empire I was on back in the day, but I never really played those type of games other than that. Halo Wars came out. I was playing those for a little bit, but again, they're not my type of games. I was just playing it because it's Halo. But this building like superstructures from ancient history, and like it gives a bonus to your civilization there. I don't know. This one looked pretty dope, man. For those people that are into that genre, I'm happy this game exists. It looks really cool.
Yeah, they had I saw at one point they were showing the plans for the things that you can build, and all of a sudden it showed something that was like a futuristic flying suit with wings and stuff. I had to stop there for a second. I'm like, wait. I know that it starts like from the Stone Age, but how far into the future does this go? Like they might still be holding some things from us, but kind of like you.
100%.
Yeah, much like yourself, I gave those games a shot on a smaller scale. I played StarCraft 1 and 2, and we used to
Oof.
the LAN parties with StarCraft were on another level, man. It was just a good time. And then I played Age of Empires because my cousin got into it a little bit, and I gave it a shot, but it wasn't so much my thing either. But I did back in the day. Here's a throwback: Command and Conquer Red Alert. I don't know if you ever played that one, but I played
I
that on
know
like the
Command and
PC.
Conquer, but I
Yeah,
didn't get into it.
man, good times, but still like, and you know what? Maybe there's people that are big into these and they're hearing us right now, like that's not the same thing. But these Civ games and everything, I never really been into them. But hey, man, I'm happy that whoever is into these has this huge game coming their way.
Tell me
Huge
that
game.
that one presentation is not our funk at all. But tell me if it was bad.
No, no, no.
No, it's crazy.
There's nothing anticlimactic or anything like that. If anything, maybe Visions of Man is kind of like, whatever. But for the people who like those games, it looks like a nice, clean. The fights seem nice. How you can just kind of, it's almost like you go into a fighting mode, but you're still in the world map. And the music, they made big thing, a point of that the music doesn't change that much as you go into the battles and stuff like that. So it's not as jarring as in a lot of RPGs where you're just trying to get somewhere and then you got to get into a fight and then the intense music and then you beat the enemy and then it's back to the world music. So little things like that might just make it a badass game. So I feel like it'll do well.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you're bringing a whole new region to this thing, you know? Those I guess Xbox is growing very very well in Japan.
It
So this
is.
is another feather on the cap.
It is. It is. For anybody listening who doesn't know how that works, Sony, the PlayStation and the Switch are just crazy amount of sales in Japan, and they originate in Japan. Nintendo originates in Japan. Sony does too. But then now, the Xbox had never really sold that well over there, like very very low numbers. But these days, is starting to really pick up. I wonder if Game Pass is doing it. People are looking at it like, look at all these games. I want to play them, and hell, they might even be out buying they might be buying the Xbox Series S more than the X just to kind of bang for your buck. You get the game if they're not worried too much about the graphics and stuff like that, and you're getting to accomplish the mission. So hey, that's good for them, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. And what comes after Aura History Untold is the one and only Indiana Jones, buddy.
Let's fucking go right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Oh
Yeah,
my
man.
god. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Send
take
it.
the reins on this.
Send it.
This game right here gives me Chronicles of Riddick vibes so much. I wish you played Escape from Butcher Bay. I know we spoke to Chris offline, and he said that he's not a big fan of that one first person man, but I'm telling you, this game right here is gonna be it. This is my most anticipated game from this direct. And once I heard that they were the guys behind it, my hype level went up. Now that I'm seeing it, my God, dude. Oh,
Yeah,
this is
man. They
amazing.
yeah, they mentioned that so it's funny because I know that there was talks about is it going to be first person, is it going to be third person? We don't know. And then all of a sudden you hear talk about we want to put you in the jacket. We want to put you in the fedora. And I'm hearing that terminology as you want to put me inside the character kind of deal. And then I forgot what else they mentioned, but they said something that kind of alluded to, so that you could see and these things and whatever. And I'm like, and it took a couple of minutes before they said, and it's first person. It's almost like they were trying to like build it up first, or maybe they knew how people were like not so sure about it. But you know what? The more I think about it, I think this story here seems very beefy. Like they spent a lot of time talking about the different characters and motivations. So I think that the story is going to be on point. It's going to be really worthwhile. But I feel like if it would have been just very third person, it could have. Let's just say that the haters would have been like, "Ah, it's just copying Uncharted. It's just copying Uncharted." And so
Yeah.
I'm glad to see it in first person, even though it's not the same. You have a whip. I'm sure there's not going to be as much climbing as there was in Uncharted. And Uncharted basically felt like you were a professional rock climber because you're constantly climbing things. You know, I'm not afraid to say it. There was a
You
shitload
go
of
to the
climbing in
next
that game.
room, you climb. Figure out a
Yeah,
puzzle,
bro.
you climb.
Yeah. Oh, the door is locked. Let's just go out the window instead of breaking the
Climb.
lock and go to the other window, climb in. The wall breaks, you're hanging. It's hilarious, but it's great. It's great. But no, man, and the art style looked good. Now I feel like the facial animations could have taken a little bit from Avowed.
Obsidian. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still good.
Yo,
It's still really good. I'm not
yo,
gonna.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
yeah.
dude. You're like my spirit animal. Now, I felt the same exact way. The graphics at times weren't all there person wise. The environments look great to me, and the fact that there's gonna be puzzles and stuff to solve, just like you would expect as Indiana Jones. Um,
Yeah.
the story seems rich and dense, like you said. Todd Howard was really thrilled to be behind this, so I'm looking forward to it, man. I think they got the right people. Machine Games is the way to go. When I saw that, I saw so much of that DNA from Chronicles of Riddick. Oh man,
I know you wanted it to be that, so I'm happy for you. I'm happy that
dude,
you're getting what you want out of it.
this rarely happens like this. You know, you have something in your head and then you see it and it's just like I thought it would be. It was awesome.
Yeah, you were all about prepare for disappointment ever since I met you, but this is the one, huh? That turned it around. I'm happy for you, man. Yeah, and you know what's cool is I like the art style. It's not like Hellblade where it's like very detailed and realistic. Like there's like something I don't want to say it's cartoony. It's not cartoony, but it's not like uber focused on the little details, which is good, man. Because in my opinion, so in the PS3 era and the PS2 era, I remember thinking like, I just want better graphics. It's got to look better. It's got to look more real. But back then I feel like we did have something to not complain about, but there was more to be had, and our imaginations would make the games look better than what they really did. But at the PS3, Xbox 360 era, that's where you really started seeing the leap. And now, like, I guess they call it like diminishing returns, where between the console generations you're not seeing a huge leap in graphics because everything already looks so damn real that you have to start focusing on the frame rates and the ray tracing, and that's how you can get it to look more real. But I commend them for not going nuts on trying to make it super realistic. Hellblade 2, they're chasing after a different thing. That's good for them, but it's good that they didn't do this because I bet you that game's going to run smooth, 60 frames at least, and it's
Yeah.
just going to be an awesome experience. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
Just what I was thinking. At first, I'm like, those little facial animations kind of deteriorate from what or detract them from what they were going for. But like you said, as long as the game plays smooth, like you would expect in Indiana Jones, where you have to be fluid, use the whip, swing from the whip, like as long as that runs smooth, I'm okay. Just like you said, don't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, while we're here, what's your prediction on when this thing is gonna drop?
So they said 2024, right? So we have the Square Enix game in the summer. We have Hellblade coming sooner. It's got to be October. I don't think it'll be holiday, but I feel like it'll be October.
Well,
I
we
feel like
have
that's a good spread
Avowed
for
at
them.
fall too.
Hmm.
Avowed is coming out in the fall. They didn't give a release date, but they did say fall.
Yeah, and if they didn't say winter 2024, it might be up in the air, but I feel like spreading them out is the best way to do it, Let people have plenty of time to complete the games and then be excited about the next one.
I
I don't know.
think. Oh no, no, tell me, tell me.
I feel like it might be in the summer with a Square Enix game because
Oh
maybe
man, dude, I'm telling you,
we're predicting each other here.
fuck, you reading my thoughts.
Yeah, it just makes sense, right? Because the Square Enix game is not, it might be an exclusive, but it's doesn't really have the Xbox DNA, so to speak. It's just kind of like
Some
it's theirs, but it's not from their roots. So
something for
it
people
could,
that want it.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And then we'll see what happens in the holiday. Maybe they'll put some deals out or something. Who knows? Or maybe they'll start bringing up some of these um, Activision Blizzard games for the holidays.
Could
I
be,
don't know. Just a
you know,
thought.
that annual Call of Duty drop. You don't want to get nowhere near that, in my opinion. That's
Yeah,
like a November release for sure.
that's when the
So
normies will come in and flood the market.
Indiana Jones, yeah, Indiana Jones looked complete to me. I feel like the game's ready. I don't feel like they're
Oh,
gonna wait too long. Around, I guess their E3 showcase per se.
mm.
What is it usually like May or just before that? I think this game drops June, July, no later than that. It looked ready to me. We're good to go. I'm gonna buy me a hat and a whip.
Bro, and you know that. So it's first person. So for the first few minutes of this whole thing, in my mind, I'm like tr- trying to look around, trying to look around. Let me see the face. Let me see the face, and then bam, Harrison Ford reincarnated, bro. I'm so happy to see that. So happy to see that.
So the art design that they went with, like you said, is not hyper realistic. It was hard for me to gauge what age this guy is. Because he's a professor, but then he looks young in some scenes, but then he looks older, like when he's in the suit and stuff. I'm like, I wonder what age range they went for. Like 30s, 40s, early 40s. He still
So
got to
I'm not
move
sure. Yeah, but they put him in. So this game is it goes in between
in
two of the
between.
movies.
Yeah.
So what's cool is that it's in the lore. So there's probably gonna be references made to the previous movies, and it's probably going to have some extra cool little things that might kind of smooth into the next one. So there's a lot that they can do with this and a lot to pull from, and it's really cool to bring this old thing because man, those movies were from like the late 80s if I'm not mistaken when the first one came out, like 84, 86, something like that.
Yeah,
But
a long time ago.
it's yeah, and it's cool to bring it to the new age, to the new generation, to the youngins. I know that they brought a skin of Indiana Jones to Fortnite, and I was listening to another podcast, Spawn Wave. Love to hear these him and these guys. But there's a very young individual on there who mentioned Indiana Jones. Yeah, that's the one from Fortnite, right? And
Oh
my
my
heart, I
god.
was like, how dare you?
What's
How
happening?
dare you? No, 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 no. Google the man. It's not like that. But yeah, no, but it's cool, man. I mean, it's funny when I first heard it, I was like, really, Indiana Jones? Like, I mean, I like it, but that's what you're gonna go with. And then when they said first person, I was like, the whip, maybe some parkouring and stuff like that. It might be a little weird, but what I saw looked really good, really
Well,
good.
when you guys brought it up the other day about what was it? Was it Dying Light or Dead Island?
Dying Light,
Dying
yeah.
Light, right? Yeah, you guys brought up Dying Light, and I thought about this. Mirror's Edge. That was the
Ah,
first one that I
yes.
remember. And then they came out with another one, I believe. But I don't know if it was a remake or a prequel or. But Mirror's Edge was pretty dope, man. I really enjoyed the gameplay. This is not quite that. I don't think there's that many parkour elements to it, but this is gonna be fluid, man. I'm telling you, Chronicles of Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay is probably top three Xbox games that ever been made for the OG. It's
Wow.
that good, man. It's that good, and this has so much of that. I'm looking forward to it. It looked complete. I want to hear the. I want to hear the story. I wonder what the relic is. The circle, the Great Circle. You know.
It sounds pretty interesting. They made reference to a lot of monuments throughout the planet that apparently, if you draw a line through them, it draws a line around the world, and it's a perfect.
It
So
was
yeah,
dope.
yeah,
That's really
it
dope.
it sounds really cool, man. It's gonna be a good one. There's no doubt about that. So Xbox did it, man. They brought out something good. I don't I like. I know a lot of people rate these things, A through F, and I rarely would ever rate anything an A, but like when you really think about it, I mean, you have a little something for everybody. And then, of course, something like Hellblade, Avowed, and Indiana Jones are games that are a genre that are popular for everybody in general. So you're giving something to everybody, but also giving a lot to the majority of the gamers, and it all looks good. It all looks good, man. I would have to give this one an A, man. The
Yeah.
PlayStation guys giving the Xbox Direct an A, and I've never
Yeah.
given a PlayStation State of Play an A. So, yikes.
This is evolution, man. You know, it's just a matter of time before Microsoft buys out Sony. You might as well not.
Bro, I don't.
uh,
So I don't know, man. I mean, we're probably going into a topic for a whole nother day, but the what's going on with a lot of games like coming out on Game Pass and stuff is you may not need to do physical releases. You have it all there on Game Pass, and you end up kind of moving more into these console makers becoming publishers and developers of games. And I know we talk about the consoles, and the consoles like have a lot of nostalgia and stuff like you know like these things here. It's the games are huge, right? It's the games that you're playing, but the console itself takes you to a time, right? So it's weird to think of not having consoles. It's kind of like scary and almost sad even, but just the way everything's looking and digital being so accessible. And I was in Blockbuster the other day, and yeah, it was very slim pickings over there. Even the areas that had was full of games behind them, there was like one or two copies, but those little cards that you can pay for to download the game was stacked. They take up no space. They never go down in price. They always have the price right there on them. Meanwhile, the other games will occasionally be on sales. I don't know, man. They're grabbing us by the throat. You will own nothing and you will be happy.
I'm gonna
So,
be happy either way. As long as I could use
hell
an
yeah.
Xbox controller, I'm good to go.
That ain't going anywhere, man.
Nah.
The fact that the Xbox 360 controller is still how a lot of emulators detect controllers, like they look for that interface, and if it's like an unknown controller or something unique, it'll be like, all right, we're considering this like an Xbox 360 controller. I think they're gonna be around for a bit.
Yeah, no doubt. This direct, man, the whole aesthetic, the the how you say it, the way that they did the visuals, the cardboard. No, it's not cardboard. The drawing board aspect
Like
to it.
yeah, right.
I love the whole vibe of this entire direct. It was awesome. Few of the games ain't for me, but I was very interested in it. I think about it like in our job, going to training. If you got a person that's passionate about the training, even though the topic is boring, I can listen to you all day, all day.
Mm,
No matter you're a nerd for the shit, like just give it to me. And this is how I feel about these directs. Maybe that's why I like it so much. Like I feel like these people are passionate about what they're doing. They weren't just standing there like, yeah, guys, so we're doing this, and we got a whip. No, they were like, yo, the
yeah,
whip can be used for traversal. We thought about all type of ways to use this shit. Like I really enjoyed this direct. I have to say A plus, something like that. Maybe in between. Just because a couple
yeah.
games weren't for me, but I didn't think anything looked bad in this whole direct at all. So that's damn near perfect in my eyes. And these are the moments that me as an Xbox fan, like that's primarily where I play my games. That's my favorite console of the three. These are the moments I've been waiting for years. It's like being a Dolphins fan. We make it to the playoffs, we're like, yeah, baby, let's go. And this is finally like our time. I feel like they're hitting their stride. It's just gonna get better and better. I cannot fucking wait. And as
Yeah, the
a
only difference is that the Xbox is more likely to win a Super Bowl than the Dolphins, but
yo,
sorry, bro, friendly fire.
this is true. This is true. Won't stop me from rooting for him though.
Good, man.
But
Very good, very good.
yeah, man. So come full circle. Avowed as a member of the Lin Queef clan myself. I want to use those ice powers. I'm gonna jump on that shit. I cold plunge every day. I'm gonna freeze a motherfucker before my time is off this earth. Um,
Very cool.
Hellblade 2, the way that they were recording it, I don't know if you saw like the mics posted up and they were just walking around it, the two girls talking like that.
Yeah, that was really cool to see their studio.
Amazing. I did not I it makes so much sense after playing that first game how they recorded that. And I don't want to give it away from you. Like I don't want to spoil anything, but you play that first game, you're gonna know exactly the moments that they're doing that around
Mm.
the mic. That was pretty cool. I didn't expect it. It's always cool to go behind the scenes. Square Enix, again, I was overjoyed when I saw that moment when the picture came up and they started drawing more Square Enix. I really thought it was gonna be for you, man. Like Final Fantasies coming to a new home. Fuck Sony.
Yeah.
Blah blah. No, I'm sorry.
No, it will eventually, little by little, little by little.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ara,
man.
the building, the ancient buildings, I was hyped for that. I love like the history of ancient civilizations,
Mm.
and to see that you can actually build shit like that in the game. I thought that was cool. Again, I'm not gonna check that one out. Well, I never say never. I don't have any plans to, but I thought that was very interesting. And then Indiana Jones coming back full circle, the great circle.
Mm.
Ah, man, can't wait to dive into that one.
Yeah, it's exciting times, and you know what? This is going to put pressure on Sony, Sony to get out there and start showing what they got, if they got anything to show, and if not, they need to start talking. They need to start doing something because we just had Spider-Man last year, and this year, just I don't know. So we'll see,
Well,
we'll
that's what's
see.
interesting going into this spring. Uh, I mean, E3 doesn't exist, but I don't know what we're gonna call this time because I know that the around May, those games are still gonna come out with showcases. All of these developers, Microsoft, Sony,
Yeah,
Nintendo, but we're not calling it E3 anymore.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I know that they got Jeff Keighley has his little Summer Games Fest, so we're still gonna have
you're
that.
right. You're right.
And then yeah, and then they're all gonna do their little state of plays and all that stuff around there. Oh, and I was recently hearing that apparently historically every year February Nintendo does their Nintendo Direct,
Mhm.
and that Sony usually does something in the first quarter too. So I guess we could expect something. I guess
I,
we'll see what it is.
I think Sony does these like little indie ones around that same time
Ah,
Nintendo does. I could be wrong,
okay.
but yeah,
We'll
Sony
find
is
out soon.
one or two announcements away from like breaking the internet. They're gonna be fine, especially
Yeah,
when Wolverine gets closer. Although it doesn't look close by any means, but something
yeah,
like that. The next God of War, the next Horizon, it's gonna be bonkers. I
yeah.
said
That's good,
bonkers. That's
man.
crazy.
Yeah, totally nuts. Yeah, man. All right. Well, I guess we'll leave it here. I think we covered everything, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be an exciting year for gamers in general. Because you know what, Game Pass is there for you, man. I have my ROG Ally. All I got to do is send it. It's $10 a month for PC. You can get access to these games right off the bat, man. It's a great deal. Potentially you could play a ton of games that you would have spent several $100s on in a for a lot less through the membership. So, and yeah, this is gonna light a fire under the butts of Nintendo and Sony. So this is good. Competition breeds ingenuity and all that good stuff. So yeah, man, I think we covered everything. I think we're gonna leave it here for now. Remember, drop that like on us. Hit that sub if it's your first time here, or for some reason you haven't done it yet. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Bye, Chris. Sorry you couldn't be here, bro.
Chris, shout out
Peace.
to the hot dog cart for my boy Chris.